Okay, welcome back to another training vlog. This is Wednesday of week 4 of week 12. This is our quad night. We specifically train our quads on this night. Okay, so I was thinking today at work, over the years of powerlifting and bodybuilding and helping people out, they tend to ask a question, and the question is, how much is it your diet and how much is it your training? Like if you had to put a percentage on there, is it like 40% training, 60% diet? Is it 50-50? Is it 70-30? Is it 20-80? And the only thing that I could ever come back with in my head is it's for an answer, not just in my head, but for an answer was it's 100% your diet for sure. And it's 100% your training. Because if you're, now it's situational. If you're just trying to lose weight, it's your diet 100%. You control your calories, you eat better foods, you make better choices, you can fix your health, and you can lose weight just by simply changing your diet and reducing calories. If you're wanting to be an athlete or performance athlete and change your body composition, it's 100% your diet and 100% your training. You cannot outwork a bad diet. If you're trying to get stronger and you're not eating enough, you're going to hit a hard wall. If you're trying to lose weight and be more aesthetic and be more muscular and you're overeating, you cannot outwork too many calories. Your diet and your training goes hand in hand depending on what you're going for. Anytime I've ever been powerlifting or trying to gain strength, the second I started focusing on my nutrition and gearing my diet towards my training, I started making leaps and bounds for performance and my weight started going up and I started getting stronger. When I'm trying to lose weight or I'm trying to tighten up and I plug all the holes in my diet, and instead of just controlling calories, I started controlling where my calories came from. That's when I saw the biggest dramatic in my body composition on weight loss, muscle definition, and just overall like a change in my body. It's when I see the biggest results. Either way, no matter where I'm going, it's so. But here's the thing: if your diet is on point, but you're sandbagging it in the gym, and you're not getting stronger, or you're not getting bigger, or you're not getting more endurance or more athletic, or whatever your goal is, that's because you're not training 100%. There is no magic formula of like 20-80 or 60-40. It's 100% in both because they go hand in hand. They complement each other, and one helps the other as much as the other does.
I agree. Like even before this bout of training that we've done, like in years past and stuff, we have always kind of had like some sort of meal planned going along with the workout, but at many points or whatever, I'll veer off and start doing my own sort of thing, which involves a bit more of like going out and eating fast food or something like that. And it definitely affects me in the gym more. Like I lose endurance and I struggle with the workout a lot more and usually end up gassing during the middle of the workout a lot easier. And even when it comes to like just getting back into the gym, like this time around too, like swapping back to eating on a bit more of a strict regimen with like my meals and what I was eating and stuff like that, it still kind of took a toll on me for like the first couple of workouts to where I was kind of having to control like my stomach to keep from getting that urge of like having to vomit or something.
Not fighting the nausea.
Yeah, just to get through the first couple of workouts during that first week. And it's gotten a lot better. Like I haven't really had to struggle with it as much as we've gone on just because of getting used to it. But again, if I were to do like we've done before where we're in there training, but I just didn't really care about what I was eating, we'd go and have freaking Popeyes or Burger King or something like that for lunch at work and then come like home, work out, and it would just kill me because partway through I'd get that feeling of like, uh-oh, and then have to hurry up and run outside.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, because it could cause indigestion, heartburn. It can, and when you bend over, especially, I notice whenever I eat bad, and if I try to bend over, I have to burp a lot, and it's like everything in my stomach's just trying to push up and out of my throat, and I can't brace properly, and I can't get tight down in the hole to be able to like lift explosively whenever I was powerlifting. So that was a huge thing. And the funny thing is, on my heavy lifting days, like for squats and deadlifts, I always found out if I ate less, I did better. So like the 2 meals leading up to my workout, if I cut those back by like 30-40% of what I would normally eat, I would have a better workout than if I ate the full amount of food. But then the next day when I wasn't training, I would overeat 30% of what I would normally eat to compensate for the lost calories for those meals. Because like it's a weekly thing, right? It's a total weekly thing. Now you can look at daily, you can look at weekly, you can look at it 48 hours or however you want. But overall, depending on what your goal is and what you're training for, is depending on how you need to manipulate your diet, your calories, and your output, because your output has to match your intake depending on what you're doing. Because like I said, if you're doing too much, you're not eating enough, you're going to gas. If you're eating too much and you're trying to lose weight, you're not going to lose weight. And then the performance part of it does make you feel better, the better foods that you eat. If you eat better foods, you perform better in the gym. It definitely does affect you whenever you're in there, for sure.
Yeah, keeping it to like a more regular meal plan for me definitely helps out a lot. Like when working out tonight and any other night recently, like just having the meals structured around certain times, it gives me like that little bit of time between my meal before I work out and then the one after working out. Those two are spaced just enough to where I have energy when I'm in the gym, and then I'm just getting to that point where like I'm ready to eat again right after we finish working out, and it keeps me from feeling like terrible and getting that nausea like feeling and everything while we're in the gym.
Yeah, and the thing too is like if you notice that you're constantly fatigued and tired, like okay, so whenever I was powerlifting, like if I worked out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, I was dead tired. Like I was worn out, exhausted. There's no way I was training multiple days in a row. But come Wednesday, I always felt amazing. Come Friday, I always felt amazing. Come Monday, I always felt amazing. But the days after my workouts were terrible. But again, it's one of those things that I would eat a little bit less on those days. So I wouldn't get indigestion in the gym, but then I'd have to compensate my calories the day after to get my energy back for the following day to work out again. Now on bodybuilding, my load and my output isn't as intense, and my weight loads aren't nearly what they were whenever I was powerlifting, and my workout sessions aren't nearly what they were. It's more about volume and muscle pumping and contracting, not just about compound moves and trying to move total amount of volume. So my calories can be more consistent day to day, and then also my calories are matching my output. So I'm right at my perfect maintenance level. Now, I'm barely losing half a pound a week right now, so I went down on my calories a little bit this week, but that's what I'm talking about. Like your output has to match your intake. And there are days that I go in there and I'm like tonight, I was tired. Yesterday I was tired. Monday I went in there with a fire and I just got at it. And I felt amazing. That workout, I worked out so hard that come Tuesday, yesterday, I was worn out and I was tired as could be. I got in there, I still gave it 100%, worked as hard as I could. Well, Wednesday, my leg night, I was even more tired tonight than I was those last two nights because I am in a deficit. So it's becoming harder as I'm getting leaner and as I'm losing body fat, it's becoming harder. And I also lowered my calories some, so it's making it more difficult. But I got in there and I trained as hard as I could. I reduced my weights tonight and I went with more reps. Why? Because it's about total volume for me. So I have this mentality of total volume move. And then people talk about volume, like what's more volume? You know, doing high reps with low weight or doing high weight with low reps. Well, calculate the total amount of volume, you know? So like for instance, if I normally do leg press with 400 pounds for sets of 15, but 400 pounds is heavy tonight and I go down to 365, but I go up to 20 reps, what's your total volume? Like times the sets, times the reps by the weight, and that's your total volume move. And as long as you're getting close to the same number, volume is volume. Because right now, for me, it's about maintaining muscle mass, not building it while I'm losing fat. And the deeper I get into this, the leaner I get, the more exhausted I'm going to be. But that's just the nature of the beast when it comes to losing weight. And whenever you're trying to gain strength and gain weight, that's the opposite. You're going to be over full all the time because you're always going to have to be consuming more than what you need to make sure you have that energy for the gym.
Yeah, and same with me. Like I'm coming down on weight, but I still haven't really adjusted my intake quite as much as you have. Like you're a bit more in the like leaning out phase than I am. I'm just trying to. I'm still starting the process.
Mm-hmm. Trying to make it a routine.
Yeah, more or less. But I'm moving in the right direction.
Yeah, and every step you take puts you in the right direction. As long as you're working on your diet and you're working on your training, it's never a bad day. It's never a bad moment or a lost day. Like even if you mess up, I try to tell people stay positive. Even if you mess up. Even if you mess up on your diet, you eat something you're not supposed to eat, or you had a bad workout, or you're just tired and just said, I'm checked out today, I need a rest day. Don't worry about that. And when the next day rolls around, you're starting over. You got to redo. Every day is a redo. Every day is another chance to start over, to do your best. Don't stress about what you didn't do yesterday. Let's focus on what we can do today and continue to move forward. You know, that goes for everything. So,
Yeah,
but I think
absolutely.
that's about it for me on this one. You got anything else you want to add to it?
Sounds good today.
Alrighty, well guys, remember, stay positive. There's a lot of negative people out there, and there's a lot of people out there with a negative influence and mindset. If you can avoid those people or get them out of your life, avoid them and get them out of your life. Don't let someone else's bad attitude steal your thunder. Find joy where you can take it and hold on to that as long as you can, and appreciate every single moment you get to do something like this, because one day it's going to come where we're not going to be able to have the bodies and the youth and the agility to do these things anymore. So look at this every day as an opportunity to get to do something that you didn't get to do or you won't get to do one day. And just remember, at the end of it all, if there is no agony, there will be no bragging. But that's it for us today. Thanks for watching, and then we'll see you all in the next video vlog.
Yep. Later.